Hi. So, if you don't know me, I'm Erica M. Haynes, and I'm a spiritual life coach. And I hold the space with love for you guys to do amazing work. And I attract who I attract. So, I help people with relationships. I help women, particularly with their businesses and with creating abundance and getting confidence and getting through those blockages. And I help men, especially, just sort of like evolve their consciousness and break out of the patriarchy and the way that it has belittled them and limited them. And I think that women really can help men at this time. And we have, as women, we have more power for setting the standards than we realize, but we don't know a lot about how men behave and men think and men work, and so we get confused. So I was sharing on my Facebook page, not my business page, my personal page, but it's public, so you could check it out. Some great dating tips for women, because I have had my experiences with online dating, and then I've had a lot of really great men share with me about the way that men think, and it all my experiences made so much more sense after I understood a couple things. And then my call is for men to evolve. And one of the things I think when we're seeing more and more people single later in life is that maybe, older men can understand a little bit more about consent. And our children are being raised in a consent-based culture. But yet at the same time, our children are more exposed in public than ever. And so so we recognize, okay, somebody might take a picture and my kid's in it, or I'm in it, or somebody's taking a video and I'm in the background. That's not okay with me. Or I'm at an exercise class and I haven't specifically given permission for my image to be used, and the teacher or someone's videoing or taking pictures, and there may be a random hey, if you don't want to be in the video, do this, or if you don't like this, then it's your problem, basically. But it's a really honoring and beautiful thing to ask someone for their consent. Can I touch you? Can I take your photo? Would you be interested in having a friendship with me? So when you tell somebody, if you're minimizing a relationship, then it's not up to them. But if you are, but it's still worth a conversation. It's still honoring to have a conversation, but that's not really what this is about. This is about when you're projecting on someone that you might, that they might be the perfect woman for you, or, that you, these are all personal examples to me, but you really fucked up by hiring me as your coach because I'm the ideal woman. And it's well, that implies that you think I'm interested in dating you, and that is not consensual. If I have a dream about somebody and I tell them about my dream, it might have a lot of value for me, but that's not their thing. That's my thing. So it's not consensual. I'm having a non-consensual fantasies. Fantasies can be non-consensual. That's fine. But yeah, don't just assume because that's the way you know how to love that the other person is on the same page as you, because the assumption itself is disrespect. And the culture itself is push for men to push and see what they can get. And it's a shame that you weren't supported in questioning that you were shut down and shut up and told not to express yourself, and told, and you kind of had to figure it out for yourself. And at the same time, you're supposed to be strong and be a leader and look the part. And so you didn't have a chance maybe to question some things, or maybe you would have been a sissy if you didn't go along with the crowd or whatever. I recognize that men don't get the emotional development or the space to express it that women do. And I think that women can help men at this point. And so that is a large part of what I do as a spiritual life coach. But I have a very loving presence. I'm a mom. I'm very feminine. And yeah, and I'm growing older, and I'm still amazingly hot for as if I was just still a young woman. And that doesn't mean that I'm anything of yours. I'm not yours, you know, I'm mine. And I had a man say to me, like, you really need a good man. And I was like, why? And he was like, well, because I've heard you talk about men, and I just think that, like, it would be really nice if you had a good man. It'd be a nice thing for you or whatever. I was like, but that's way different to say to me than you need a man. And I hear things all the time like, where's your guy who does this? Where's your guy who does that? Where's your husband? And it's just totally disrespectful. I don't I don't need it. It's none of your business. It's not what I'm like showing up to help you. Like, that has nothing to do with the help I can give you. But I do think it's confusing for me to have, you know, I do think that that love energy that I hold and maintain and show to men is mind blowing for them. And platonic love was mind blowing for me when I first experienced it too. So it's much more common in younger culture. It's okay to be like cuddly and loving, and it's okay to ask for consent. And it's not that hard to ask for consent once you get used to it. It's just very respectful, and it's not hard to be a man who's evolving and emotionally connected and compassionate and all those wonderful things. And a lot of men do want to be that. And so I hold the space for that, but I also like show up to like let you know, like, I'm figuring out what you're up to and I'm not impressed. So when you work with me, we can up level it, and you'll have a lot more abundance, and you'll have a lot more luck, and you'll have a lot more success. But be careful with your assumptions. Be careful with what you project. You're not just here to bounce all over every woman like it's some sort of, you know, odds. So anyway, if you are called to evolve yourself or to harmonize your relationships or to up-level your intellect and your spiritual practice and your emotional intelligence so that you can discern what it is that you need to do next, and you can be a really good director of your own life, then you should message me, and I will definitely have a conversation with you. And we will definitely connect. Okay? All right. Thanks for being here with me. Have a great night or day or season. Bye.